All right, everybody, how's it going? It is Thursday, a little bit late on the normal update. Usually these will come out on a Tuesday, but I've been a little bit lazy and kind of slacking on it. But all right, anyway, here it is, the first preseason picks video. It's not as important as the regular season. Regular season, there's no questioning. Preseason, I can be a little lazy on. But here we are. We're finally here. It's the end of the wait for football. We're at the first week of the preseason. None of that boring Hall of Fame game crap that they usually make us watch before we get this glorious first week of the preseason. And yeah, I'm very excited for this season. We'll see how it goes. A lot of the picks are basically going to be depth and what team has, I think, the better depth, and what team I think picked better in the draft and had a little bit better of an offseason. Home teams are going to be heavily favored. I included the gambling lines, but again, I don't know if you should really be betting on preseason games because of the randomness, and it's kind of hard to determine what's going to happen, especially the first preseason game. Maybe the second one, it's a little bit more understandable to have an idea of what these teams are going to look like, kind of like how how the Steelers look like a little bit, and how the Cowboys the depth of these teams. So you get a slight idea anyway. So we'll see how it looks. It's really hard to base the first preseason week on anything. So here we go. We'll give it our best shot. So we have Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday games. So, of course, we'll start with the Thursday night football tonight. Yep, we'll be live reacting to this first game. Of course, it is the New England Patriots playing the Washington football team. It is in New England, so that's pretty cool. It'll be at, I believe, 7:30 is kickoff. The Pats are favored now by one with an over-under of 37. See, most of the lines look like this. A home team favored by like 3 points maybe at the most. I think the biggest line I've seen is the Bucks -6, and I found that on the William Hill Sportsbook. I had to go all over to find some of these. Most of them were found over on FanDuel for anybody wondering. So if you're wondering where you can go to FanDuel. Always good. Hopefully one day they'll partner with me and I'll make some money. We'll see. But anyway, I have the Patriots winning 17-10. I don't know about Washington's depth. I know they have good starting defense, but their offense isn't the greatest. Like last season, they were like already kind of razor thin at the starting position. So once the starters leave this game, I'm kind of wondering what the O-line of Washington is going to look like, what the running game is going to look like, what their backup receivers look like. Taylor Hanke, is he going to be the backup for this game? Is he a starter? I don't really know what they're doing. So I think once the starters leave this game, I could see the Patriots kind of take over and dominate, especially since their like backup defense is still really good. Like you'll see Barrymore play a lot in the second half of this game. It seems like the depth of the Patriots, especially like on the defensive side, is going to overwhelm the offensive side for Washington. So I like the backups anyway. Like I could see Washington being a good offense with the starters, but with their backups, I'm not really sure. It's going to be a lot like last year where they struggled to score mightily. Where with the Patriots, I don't know. I don't know what their offense is going to look like, but I could see them scoring on defense in this game against Washington's backup offense. Plus, it's in New England, so I like the Patriots at home. So give me the Patriots 17-10. Steelers played the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia, so it's kind of like a home versus home, the interstate rivalry. That's always an exciting way for the preseason to kick off. It has the Eagles favored by 1, I think, because they're the home team. I'm telling you, there's a lot of crazy lines that you could probably go bet and make some money on if you feel strongly one way or the other. The Eagles are favored by 1. This game's also at 7:30 with an over-under of 35.5. I would be betting every game under for some reason. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. That seems like a lot of points for a preseason game, 36. I have the Steelers winning this one. I know what their depth looks like. I know that their backups look pretty good against the Cowboys backups. And I don't know what the Eagles, their starters look like backups from what I've been hearing and seeing. Like, we'll see what the Eagles look like. That doesn't seem good. They seem like they're going to be like having a rough season where there might be in the tank talk, especially since they kind of want to get a lot of picks. You don't really know what they're doing. Rebuilding year. I don't really know what we're going to see out of the Eagles. They could shock win this game, but I highly doubt it. I got the Steelers 19-13. Unless the Eagles get Watson, it's going to be a long year. All right, let's go on to Friday. So yeah, those are my picks for tonight. I'm not going to provide a ton of insight. The Patriots one I gave more because that's my team. So let's go to Friday Night Football. We've got some games at 7 o'clock. We've got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Again, home team favored by 1. So we're going to see that a lot again. So Falcons by 1, over under of 38. I have the Titans winning this game. mainly because it's a similar issue for a lot of the teams that have losing. I don't know how good their the depth of the team is, right? With the Titans, I think they're a pretty good team. Like I actually could see them scoring early with their starters and just kind of coasting off of just not letting Atlanta's backup offensive players do anything. I could see Atlanta scoring early in the game with like Pitts or something, or Pitts gets loose a little later in the game if they happen to play him later on. I'm not really sure how all that's going to play out. I'm assuming he's the starter, so he's going to only play as long as like maybe a quarter. I'm really not sure how the Falcons are going to approach this, but once the starters leave, I think Tennessee can just kind of smother them out and just kind of sit on them. I don't know. I really don't see this game being that good. I see this very boring game, but I see the Titans winning. I see nothing happening in the second half. This is going to be an entire when the starters are in, that's all the action, and then as soon as the starters leave, nothing happens. This is going to be that's a boring one. This game, I actually do like the Lions to win. The Lions play Buffalo at home. Again, this is FanDuel's lines. The Lions are 1.5 point favorites with an over/under of 36.5. Yeah, I find that to be pretty crazy, isn't it? That the Lions are favored by that much. I do like the Lions to win. They seem to be like preseason road warriors. They're like the hardest team to play in the preseason. I'm sure if there was some kind of chart that tracked it, they win in the preseason. I don't know what it is. It seems like they have better like backup players, which is who their starters wind up being anyway, than like most teams in the league. I don't know. They're going to be biting kneecaps. I don't really see the Bills really fucking around with Josh Allen in this game too long. He might come in and score a touchdown, and that's the end of Josh Allen in this game, and Diggs. And we all kind of, like, Buffalo has issues. Like, they're a very good team. Like, don't get me wrong. But, like, I could see them, like, their rush defense wasn't the greatest last year. Their running game wasn't the greatest last year. So once, like, Josh and the backup quarterback comes in and, like, the second string defense comes in, he's going to be even worse against the run and the pass. No Trey White to back up their defense. It's just like, well, the Lions might actually be able to feast off their second team. I don't know how well the Lions will do at the beginning of the game, but the Lions could dominate this in the second half. That's why I like the Lions to win against Buffalo. Buffalo is very good on the front. Like, they're very good. Like, they have very good pieces, but it seems like they have issues. And, like, rush defense is one of them. The Lions can it seems like they're setting up to run well. And I don't know. Especially when the backups come in for Buffalo, I really don't see them making a stop for the rushing wise. So give me the Lions in that one too. 10 o'clock, we got a 10 o'clock late game. We've got the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Dallas Cowboys. I've got the Cardinals winning. Oh, the Cowboys should have an 0-1. I forgot to put that in. That's my fault. The Cardinals are 1.5 point favorites with an over/under of 39.5. Huge line total in this game for some reason. Especially with the way the Cowboys played that first game. They couldn't kick. They really couldn't do much with the backups. I could see Dak playing in this game for a little while, but I just don't see much out of the Cowboys. They're not that good with the depth. The Steelers kind of had their way with them in the second half of that game, and that's kind of how I see this game going. Even though I do see the Cardinals, who are very good on offense, scoring on the Cowboys starters. I don't know. We've seen what the Cowboys are doing this preseason. It didn't look pretty, so unless they've dramatically shifted things from the Hall of Fame game, the Cardinals should win this game pretty handily. Let's go Saturday football. There's a lot of games on Saturday this week. 1 o'clock, we've got the Bears hosting the Dolphins. The Bears are 3-point favorites with an over/under of 34.5. I like the Bears to win too. It's going to be home. You're going to see Justin Fields. They're going to be amped the fuck up. I mean, the Bears are going to be like cracked out, them fans, to see Justin Fields. You're going to see him play a significant part of this game because it is a real QB battle between him and Dalton, I'm imagining. Miami, I don't know. Once the starters leave that team, who's their backup quarterback? What's their defense looking like on the second string? Like, because they're already pretty thin on the starting side for a lot of positions. So what's the second string look like for these positions? Again, I don't think Miami's a bad team. I just think they have certain weaknesses, and those weaknesses are going to be exacerbated when the starters that are already kind of come out of the game. So especially like Howard leaves and all those other guys. I like the Bears to win at home. Again, this is a weird one. This is one of the few ones where the line was like in favor of the away team. The Patriots initially opened up as underdogs. Washington was the favorites by 2.5 when the line opened. I was like, what the hell is this? There's a couple more shocking ones where you're just like, doesn't seem like they should be the favorites. But the Broncos are 2.5-point favorites with an over-under of 34.5. Yeah, I know. The Broncos opened up as favorites, right? But yeah, so I hope I'm putting the lines in correctly. When the away team is favored, it's still minus, right? I think so. Doesn't really matter. This is a preseason one, so it's going to be a little bit more rough than the usual one. We've got the Vikings, Broncos. I like the Vikings in this one. Broncos starters aren't that good. Vikings starters are good. I think the Vikings have some good secondary. They're a secondary like team, like not a good secondary, but a good they have a good secondary now, but with Peterson, but like they have good depth. I also think they have a good coach who knows how to team build a lot better than the Broncos do apparently. So give me the Vikings at home in a good game actually. At 7 o'clock, that was a 4 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, now it's a few 7 o'clock games. We've got the Ravens and Saints. The Saints are a hot mess right now. I don't really know what they're doing. Nobody does. Unless one of these quarterbacks really shines, I really don't see how this game is going to go. I don't really know what the receiving situation looks like without Michael Thomas, and they were already kind of thin at that spot last year. I don't really know what they're doing down there. The Ravens seem to have everything going well. They seem to be functioning, other than Bateman's a little banged up. The Ravens are home, so I like that. They're 2.5-point favorites with an over-under 36. Give me the Ravens. I just don't know enough about the Saints right now to accurately judge them. I'll know more about them after this preseason game. I know more about how the Ravens are running right now, and they seem a little better. This one was one of the lines where I went, why the hell are the Jaguars favored by 2.5 points? Like, what is this line? The Browns play the Jaguars in Jacksonville. I have them winning and destroying this team like 19-7. I gave them 7 to be nice. I was going to put 0, but I was like, nah, let's not do that because, like, let's be honest. Most of the Jaguars starters are going to be backup players on a lot of other teams. That's not disrespectful. They're just a very young team and a very shoddily put together team for a little while longer till Urban really gets his shit in there and gets it figured out. Really don't understand the line. I guess maybe the Browns don't have any backups, even though they're like they're stacked. I feel like even their backups are pretty good in Cleveland, like, or at least they're like almost to be like starting caliber players, a lot of their backups. So I don't know. I don't see this. I don't see how the Jaguars are favored in this one. Maybe the people at FanDuel are just trying to help us make a little money. Go hammer this. I mean, this is one you can safely put like some good money on. I really don't understand. Like, unless I just seen it wrong. Like, the Jaguars were favored, and I don't really understand how in this one. Unless Gardner Minshew really comes out and murders everybody. Yeah, we'll see. All right, some more 7 o'clock games, I believe. This is the other one I really didn't understand. The Jets are basically a team of rookies and backups. And their backups have to be even worse than that. Like, they have to have some guys that they think are going to start the game. And then the backups come in. So I'm like, well, who's the backup quarterback for Zach Wilson? What is that? Another rookie, I think. So that's why in the world would the Jets be favored? I mean, they're playing at their home stadium. It's the Giants versus the Jets. The Giants have a pretty good defense with pretty good depth. Their offense, we'll see how it looks once everything gets going and moving. I don't know. This maybe I'm like mean, or I just don't see the Jets being good this year because I'm like I don't like the Jets, but it feels weird that the Giants aren't favored to win. But I mean, neither team's really home, so that's why I didn't really say. It's just Jets Giants and fucking at their stadium. So I give me the Giants 16-13. Not much to say here. The Bucks have the Bucks are favored by 6, dude. Over under 34. You've seen all the other lines of like 2, 3. The Bucks are favored by 6. It's the Bengals playing the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. I've got the Bucks winning pretty handily. I don't even know what the Bengals are gonna do. Their starters look like shit. I can't imagine what their backups look like. That's the level of input I'm putting into that one. Give me the Bucks over the Bengals. That's gonna be a slaughter. Even the Buccaneers backups are gonna do work on them. Yeah, this is another one. I almost put 0 for Houston as well, and the Bengals and a couple other teams, but I didn't want to be mean. Packers are favored by 3, over under of 33.5. The game's in Green Bay. I guess we get to our first look at what the Houston Texans look like after all them moves they made this offseason. Boy, oh boy, they probably should have just hired Eric Bieniemy, in my opinion. All right, let's go on to a game that's probably going to be one of the best of the weekend is the 49ers and the Chiefs. Two great coaches, two good teams. we'll see how it goes. 49ers are favored by 2.5 because they're the home team. Over under a 38, and that's why I took them. I happen to also think that we're going to see a lot of Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo in this game kind of duking it out, whereas with the Chiefs, you might see the starters leave after a quarter or two, and then the 49ers, I think the 49ers are going to be playing people like good caliber players all night because they have like a real quarterback battle, so that's why I'm giving the edge to the 49ers. They're home. I could see them playing starting caliber players a little longer than the Chiefs, and that's really it. They're going to try a little harder in this one than the Chiefs will. It's preseason, and they have a quarterback battle. So 9 o'clock, let's go to the next one. This is going to be another really good game. I think this is a sneaky good game. I'm going to speed through because I'm taking a little while now. The Raiders and the Seahawks. The Raiders are 1.5 point favorites, over under 34 or 37.5. I don't know. Give me the Raiders because they're home. I want to see both these teams. I have no idea how these teams are going to look. They both did a lot of work in the offseason, so we'll see how both these teams look. I'll take the home team. That's basically my logic here because I don't know their depth. Chargers and Rams. I like the Rams to win this game, even though the Chargers are 4-point favorites with an over-under of 33.5. I might have this wrong. I don't know. I just think the Rams are a very well put together team. They seem to have a good amount of depth. They seem to have good starters. Whereas the Chargers, I know they're a good starting team, but I don't know how good their depth is. I've seen what the depth looks like last year, and it's not very good. The fucking rookie quarterback had like a record-setting year, and this team was garbage. So if those are still the backups and the guys that are going to be playing in this game, the Rams should be able to do some work here. We get to see the first look of Stafford, so that's pretty exciting. Kind of like a marquee game at 10 o'clock at night. Cool. LA, the battle for Los Angeles, another like home thing like Pittsburgh and New York. That's pretty cool. So give me the Rams though in a pretty cool close game. I think there's just one game. Yep. Okay. So this is the last one. We've got the Colts and Panthers. Was going to be Carson's debut. Now it'll be like Eason and Ellinger. So that's why I think they have better quarterbacks for the backup position over in Indy. I think they're a better coach team with way better depth and way better team building abilities. The Panthers are a new team, basically rebuilding. You don't really know who the quarterback's going to be right away. I think it's Darnold right now, but who's the backup? We'll see how all that plays. Colts are favored by 1.5 with an over-under of 34. I have them winning by exactly 2. So I kind of agree with that one. Their Colts are a better team than the Panthers right now. Built better, coach better, have better players, have better depth. Should be a walk in the park. All right, so those are my picks for the first preseason week. I'm sorry I went so long, but I like to give my thoughts and everything. This is one take, Rob. So this is the first take of this. Let me know some improvements I can make, if I should slow them down, keep the duration the same. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your picks down below. I'll be sure to get back to them. I'm very good about commenting back on your picks. We do pick them here on the channel, so what you do is you leave your picks, keep track of how many picks you get right and wrong each week, and then at the end of the year, whoever does the best, you get bragging rights, and you get to talk shit during the week. So that's always really cool. So anyway, yeah, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, if you enjoyed the video and all that and want to see more NFL content coming. I'll be doing it anyway, but I would appreciate the likes. It helps the channel grow and all that stuff, and it's free. Just do it. It's free. Leave your stuff down below, though, your thoughts and all that, and what you think of my picks, what your picks are, and all that fun stuff. I'll be sure to get back to you. You could even leave shit talk. I don't care. It's up to you what you want to leave down below. But all right. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the picks. Again, the next one will be up Tuesday, and then Tuesday from here on out, probably around this time. I'll try to get them up by like 1 o'clock every time. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a good rest of your day or night whenever you listen to this. And go Patriots, go Lions, and all your other teams are bad compared to mine, especially the Patriots, because the Patriots are the best team. So all your teams aren't very good. 14-3, baby.